திருவாயூராகளாடே செம்போ சோடி ஆரமறியாய் எடுத்தாயே ஆகாயம் தீருளவளாய் நீயே ஆகாயம் தீருளவளாய் நீயே பேரும் பெரிய இலங்கை வேணும் பெரியாய் மொழி பட்டம் இருந்தாய் நீயே பேரும் பெரிய இலங்கை வேணும் பெரியாய் மொழி பட்டம் இருந்தாய் நீயே திருவாயூராகளாடே செம்போ சோதி
Yeah.
ஓங்கார தட்டுவமே வா உத்தபக்தி புரீஷ சாயிநாதா சத்தியம் தோடுடைய செவியன் பாட தொடங்கிற
ஆடுடைய
பிரம்மாணிவனே ஒரு நெறியமழை வள்ள கொடியகன் பொய்கையலமேயே அருணறியமழை வள்ள கொடியகன் பொய்கையலமேயே பெருநலிய பிரமா பெருநலிய பிரமாவுரமேறிய பிரம்மாணிவனே ஒரு நெறிய மனம் வைத்துணை ஞானசம் கண்ணன் உரை செய்தே ஒரு நெறிய மனம் வைத்துணை ஞானசம் கண்ணன் உரை செய்தே திருநறிய தமிழ் திருநறிய தமிழ் வள்ள தோடுடைய செவியன் நிலையேறியோ துவன்மடாட்சம் சிவ சங்கரா சிவ சங்கரா சிவ சங்கரா ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Guru Jai Jai Satya Sainath Sat Guru Jai Jai Manas Bhajire Guru Saranam Doshtaira Mamasa Doshtaira Mamasa Daira Jarana Guru Shiva திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். சிவ சிவ மந்திரா சண்டைய நிறைவாக சிவ சிவ மந்திரா சண்டைய நிறைவாக உலகத்து காப்பவனே சிவனே உலகத்தை காப்பவனே சிவனே சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நடனம் பொருந்த நன்மைய தருள்வாய் நடனம் பொருந்த நன்மைய தருள்வாய் பொருந்த நன்மைய தருள்வாய் நடனம் பொருந்த நன்மைய தருள்வாய் நடராஜ பெருமானே சிவனே நடராஜ பெருமானே சிவனே நடராஜ பெருமானே சிவனே நடராஜ பெருமானே சிவனே சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா நடனம் பொருந்த நடனம் பொருந்த நன்மைய தருள்வாய் நடனம் பொருந்த நன்மைய தருள்வாய் நடனம் பொருந்த நன்மைய தருள்வாய் நடராஜ பெருமானே சிவனே நடராஜ பெருமானே சிவனே நடராஜ பெருமானே சிவனே சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா சிவலிங்கம் நாதா ஜெய குருதேவா ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். शिवाय महादेवा शिव शिवाय महादेवा शिवाय महादेवा शिव शिवाय महादेवा मल्लमल्लयारे शिव शिवाय महादेवा मल्लमल्लयारे शिव शिवाय महादेवा शिवाय महादेवा शिव शिवाय महादेवा शिवाय महादेवा शिव शिवाय महादेवा
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Om Sai Ram, and good afternoon. On behalf of the Governor and Naidu family, we welcome all family members, relatives, friends, and well-wishers who have gathered here today. My name is Lishal Govender, and I'm joined by my cousin Tyra Naidu. We are the granddaughters of our beloved granny, Pushpa, and we will be your program directors for today as we honor and remember her life. Please may I ask you to silence your phones. The toilets are situated on either side at the entrance of the hall. We now embark on a moment of remembrance through tributes. Ma's spirit embodied the power of Mother Shakti, fierce in protection, boundless in love, and radiant in wisdom. A mother never truly leaves. She lives on in her children and in the way they raise their own. We call upon Navyate to share a historical tribute to Ma.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Om Sai Ram, and good afternoon, dear family and friends. Today, we bid a farewell to the matriarch of our Governor family, a true gem, a true legend, the epitome of a lady and all that she encapsulates. My mummy, Pushpa Moonsamy Governor. Your brain tells you that your mum had 82 years of a wonderful life. She fought a hard battle and now she is resting and rejoicing with Appa and her family and in peace. With Namah Shivaya. But your heart is just broken into a million pieces and can never be put together again. I always promised her that no matter how difficult the day is today, we will pay tribute to her because she is an absolute legend and she is our queen. All my sentiments expressed today is not just of myself, it's on behalf of my brother Pregi, my sisters Maggie, Prabhashni, Jay, Lorraine, Glinton, and myself and our children. Mom, as promised, we will pay a tribute to you today. It's our honor to share your rich history and the amazing 82 years of your wonderful life that you lived. The tapestry of Mom's life is similar to the seasons of a year. So I would really like to use the metaphor of seasons. Mom was extremely proud of her heritage and her history, which I I'm going to share today to the best of my knowledge. So please bear with me if I do get some facts wrong. So the spring of her life, Mom, Loganayagi, affectionately known as Pushpa, was born on the 2nd of September 1943 in Bel Air. She was the last born daughter of the Sakramurli family. But if you look at the spelling and the pronunciation of my Tata's name, it is Chakkava. And obviously colloquially it will change to Chakra. So it was Chakra, and my granny was Parvati Mudli. Later the family moved to Selborne Road. Mum's father, I want to share some history about him. So Tata was born in India, in a town called Tayapandal, and the district was North Arcot. He was 18 years old when he came to South Africa. His father was Abu Odian, and he was Chakwa Odian. And the name of the ship was Amshloti. It came from Madras. 1911 in May. And his employer, it says here, was Scott Henry Westphal. That would have been Westphal Durban. Mom was a precocious young girl with a beautiful smile and a playful nature. She attended the Chatsworth Primary School. Her principal, whom she spoke very fondly of, was Mr. P.I. Devan. Mom was loved and was very popular in school. She was a very sporty girl who participated in netball and tennis. Mom often shared with us the stories of her schooling with Sheila Akka and Naini Anna and all their shenanigans, their daily trips on the bus to school. Mom's dream was to be a teacher. She really aspired to be a teacher because of her personality, her nurturing qualities. She knew that could have been her vocation. Even though Mom had no tertiary education, she graduated from the University of Life and its multitude of experiences with cum laude. Mom came from a family of 5 sons, 5 daughters. They did lose one sister, Neela, when she was very young. Her brothers were Tangavelu, Nine Boy, Chin, Siga, Chris, and her sisters was Parvati, Ganesh, Neela, and she leaves behind her sister, Baiki. The Sakramurli family, whenever she met anybody, she would always tell them, "Do you know the Sakramurli family? I'm from the Sakramurli family." And she'll always find a connection with you to see if she is related to you in some way. And that was her draw card, and that is how she would draw you in to her circle of warmth and love. So Mom leaves behind a very esteemed Sakra legacy and heritage. She was so extremely proud of her family and the dynasty. Her parents' wedding invitation is at the Indian Historical Center in town. Her mom, we used to call her Silvia, was the matriarch of her family, and she always aspired to be like her mom. Her mom lived to serve the community, and my mom continued in her footsteps. So yeah, she lived a life molded from her mom and perpetuated the motto of serve, love, and love all and serve all. Mom loved her brothers and sisters, and she always spoke affectionately of her sisters-in-law. She helped who helped raise her when her appa passed away, when she was only 17 years old. A year passed and she was introduced to my appa, Tamba Govender, who fast became the love of her life. True to her naughty nature, she often told us the story of the day that he came to visit her. And she was so excited and anxious to see what he looked like. And when she peeped through the door of the window, I think it was, and she looked out and she saw this really handsome man who happened to be my tata. So she never saw my dad first. And Appa lived in Wentworth with his family. They married on the 24th of March 1962 in Orient Hall. A massive wedding. Oh, that was another story she'd tell us about. My granny had prepared 13 curries, and it was this very elaborate wedding. And the only thing that they could remember was they forgot to serve one curry. So Mom took pride in being a wife and a daughter-in-law. She was so young and impressionable and needed to belong somewhere. So she immersed herself in living this new life with her in-laws. She took special care of Appa's siblings, parents, and extended family. Her pride and joy was delivering her firstborn daughter, Maggie, on her first wedding anniversary. That would have been the 24th of March, 1964. She loved being a homemaker, her innate kindness and affinity to nurture, and being married to Appa, the eldest son of the family, made her the matriarch of the family. She loved and helped raise their nieces, their nephews, and the extended family. To the extent she was always spending time with them. And I remember she told us a story. I think it was for Nani and I's wedding. She was still very busy with the family, and she didn't get the opportunity to attend the wedding. And her brothers came and made her get dressed up to get to the wedding. So a few years later, they proudly welcomed their baby boy, Freddy, on the 15th of December. It was a grand celebration of the first grandson for the Govender family. They were saddened, and later they were very saddened to have moved out of Wentworth due to the Group Areas Act. In 1967, they built a home in Merebank, 121 Warrangal Road, where they lived with the extended family. A year later, I, the third child and second daughter, was born on the 21st of November 1968. So 5.5 years later, they welcomed their little joy, Prabhashni, and she was born on the 16th of March 1974. I was so jealous of this tiny little person that took my mommy away from me. My mom's greatest joy were her children. And she instilled all the values of integrity, etiquette, culture, honesty, and love, and loving people and your community into us. She raised us to be the women and the men that we are today. We are forever grateful for all that she has instilled and imparted to us. Her legacy lives on in us and our actions. In the summer years of her life, she kept this beautiful home. She continued raising us, taking care of the extended family. She still found time to help family and friends and the community. She had this ability of befriending people with her quiet, gentle approach. She made friends at the R.K. Khan Hospital and would assist anyone, any family member or friend who needed to get treatment there. She knew how to get around the system. She showed her love through her cooking, to the extent of cooking a special porridge for a neighbor that had cancer. She was ever willing to assist and serve her community and her temple. Mom was intelligent, creative. When she learned how to dress South Indian brides, she did not waste that talent. She began dressing brides and making garlands And to this day, she would still recognize every bride she dressed, even though it is in the last 50 years. And she remembered it with such pride and honor about being this woman who was so emancipated in a time when it was so difficult to be emancipated. And she even earned a few rands for herself and her family. So she was extremely proud of that. Mom was very devastated when she lost her mom. She was a pillar of strength when her brothers and sisters took ill. She would take the inner circle bus daily to help take care of them during their illness. Our home in Merebank was filled with love, laughter, joy and fun. Our lives were steeped in Tamil culture. Everything we are today is because of our mom and everything that she's instilled in us. Her legacy, as I said, will live on in us and our children too. My siblings and I were married in Merebank. Mom and Appa were extremely proud to welcome Brian, Jay, Pat, Glinton, and especially proud to welcome and love her one and only daughter-in-law, Lorraine. Mom showered her with love and respect, and she just fitted into our home as one of Mom's children. Beautiful and great friendship and love. On the 14th of February, they welcomed their first grandson, Obain, into the world. Oh my, she was so excited. And Lorraine was in labor, not really worrying about Lorraine being in pain. She brought a blue sari and a pink sari. She said, what do you think it's going to be? What color should I use? And of course she chose the blue. And I think 20 minutes later, Obain, you were born. And she was so proud because the doctor called her into the delivery room and she got to see you first. And yes, and proud that the Governor legacy will live on. To take any shine away from the other grandbabies. Parushan, Lishal, Prishantan, Thisane, Kumiran, Breton, and Tyra. Mom, Prabhashini and Tyra, we just realized the other day, are 3 generations of the youngest daughters of our family. Mom embraced the role of grandma with such aplomb and grace. She, together with Appa, nurtured our babies into the adults that they are today. She had such a special bond with her grandchildren, always full of love and joy and the ultimate prankster. She was fortunate to have seen Obain get married, beautiful wife Akshi, and they have 2 babies, Pavani and Tia, and Granny was extremely proud to have 2 great granddaughters who she was so excited to teach how to knit. And she was so proud that they were playing netball. And just a couple of weeks ago, was it, eh? She took out her photos where she played netball. We didn't have an and yeah, she played netball for her school, just like the way her great-grandbabies are playing as well. In 2010, oh, she was devastated when she lost the love of her life. Because the role of wife had come to an end, and she found herself so lonely and so useless, because she lived only to serve him. She slowly lived life without him. She joined the Somerset Park Senior Friends, the UHS, the Monday Group, and the last 18 years or so, she's been living in Amshlanga, and she's made such lasting relationships and friendships. Mom had a knack of finding a connection with anyone she met. She made many memories with her 2 besties, Auntie Jane and Auntie Kay, and the UHS family. She became an integral part of the Senior Friends group. She was known for her love, her talent, creativeness, cooking skills, jokes, pranks, Auntie Rama impersonations. She loved music, she loved dancing. Oh, she was just such an absolute joy. She reconnected with family and friends and made a very special bond with Sham and Ricky. Mom lived life with zest. She did not waste a moment. She created beautiful moments with special people. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you that have been a part of Mom's journey, for loving her, for taking care of her, for lifting her when she needed it, for assisting her and making her life so special. She loved all of you equally. These last 5 years, she lived with my little sister Pravashni, Glinton, Glinton and Tyra. The last few months of her life was very challenging with her health issues. But she was so resilient. She would never complain, she would never be despondent. She would always put on this brave face to show us that she was okay, because she didn't want to hurt us. She didn't want us to feel bad. She fought so hard to get better. She never gave up faith. So hard Vash, Glenn and the kids for taking such good care of Mommy these last few years, and especially the last 6 months. Guys will be truly blessed for that. You were there for her when she needed you the most, and it's not easy watching Mom fade the way we had to, but I think it was the best way. She wanted us to be there with her, and even when she took her last breath, we were all there with Mommy. So Mom, a message for you from your babies. Thank you, Mommy, for being the most amazing, strong, beautiful, kind, loving mom to us. We shall remember every moment with you. You are larger than life, and you leave a very huge void in our lives. We shall miss you immensely. You leave behind your incredible, extraordinary legacy. We promise to continue this legacy. We promise to take very good care of your only sister, Baigi, that you are leaving. She's absolutely devastated to be left all alone without you. You were her friend, her confidant, her strength. You took such good care of her. She's going to miss you tremendously. We promise to continue your legacy, Mommy. We shall always carry a part of you in our hearts. Mommy, forgive us for anything if we've ever said or did anything to hurt you. We love you beyond measure. We know that you are now with Appa and your family. We say farewell to you, Mommy, even though it breaks our hearts to let you go and we have lost you. But your memories will live on in us, and life will never be the same without you. We have to now slowly pick up the pieces and learn to live without you. To experience all the milestones without you is going to be extremely painful. But we will seek solace from God, knowing that you are now our guardian angel, guiding us from above. We shall look into the sky at night and find you. You will be the brightest star shining down on us. Mom, know that we love you, we cherish you, we appreciate you, and we love you more than words can express. And thank you so much for all you've done.
Thank you for that beautiful tribute, Navyadev. I now call upon Uncle Glinton.
Thank you, Program Director. Greetings, men and women of God, priests and gurus, families and friends. It's an honor for me to stand up here and pay tribute of all times. Somebody who will be celebrated for decades to come. A virtuous lady, our supermom, a senior spiritual advisor, a flower girl to our hearts, a pillar of strength in our village, a social butterfly, the chef, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, our very own Florence Nightingale, the Mother Teresa of our town, our modern day Robin Hood, a warrior woman, the Indian Wonder Woman of our community, the Queen of our hearts, an angel of heaven, the one and only Sari Queen, fondly known as Pushpa, Powder Pushpa, Pushpops, Ma, Gigi, Granny. Being a virtuous woman is when you allow God to showcase Himself through you. It's how you interact with your family. It's about how you take care of your household. It reveals your mindset toward the poor. It shows your commitment to helping out your community prosper. And after you have achieved all of the above, instead of attributing your success to your own efforts, you give all glory and honor to God. And we see this today. We see this perfect example of a virtuous woman laying before us, Queen Pushpa. Pushpa, the pioneer, has undoubtedly walked this journey clothed with dignity and integrity. These values were never compromised. This was a moral high ground that gave her the edge over everybody else. Patience was a virtue. Indeed, patience was a virtue. Pushpops possessed the valuable quality of calmly enduring difficulties. She knew how to wait, and she waited without complaint. I have personally seen Granny exhibit more than 9 lives in this lifetime. Every time sickness knocked her down, she picked herself up and quietly pushed forward. Her resilience has allowed her to never give up, even when the doctor's report was not favorable. Pushpa's wisdom on life was unmatched. She had a sound mind which made sound judgments and clear decisions. Pushpops loved her friends and family and defended them. If you somehow encountered Pushpa, then you would have encountered a life-altering experience. There is no way that she would let you off the hook without impacting some area of your life. Pushpa always had a solution for all your problems. If you presented a problem to her, her immediate response was, "No, nothing that. Don't worry." She had a positive outlook on life despite the inner challenges that she quietly endured. Generosity was one of her character traits. She was the most generous person I knew. If you needed it and she had it, then you were definitely receiving it from her, whether it was material gain or priceless words of wisdom. Pushpa was a giver, and indeed she gave her all. Gigi exuded with courage like no other. She was a courageous woman. There is no doubt that she loved her family dearly and defended their honor to her death. Pushpa kicked into protect mode when her family was under attack. She was ready to annihilate any untruth or injustice brought against her family. A true warrior woman and the defender of her family. If you wanted any tips on fashion, Eastern or Western or Northern or Southern, look no further. Pushpa was a fashion icon. Nobody could wear a sari like she did. In fact, many looked to her for advice and help on how to don a sari. I am personally amazed at how connected Pushpa is. Granny knew everybody. She had this gift of connecting the dots. I must take you to my neighborhood very quickly. I have the most amazing neighbors. I love my neighbors like the Bible says, love your neighbors as you love yourself. I love my neighbors, but all my neighbors love Pushpa more, and I'm okay with that. Truly indicative of her character. My intercom has to be the busiest intercom in the neighborhood. Delivery for Granny from Sham and Ricky. Delivery for Granny from Cheryl and Leslie. Delivery for Granny from Sarda. Delivery for Granny from Neri and Kumar. Delivery for Granny from Bob and Paran. Delivery for Granny from Dr. Dina and Soma. From Dr. Anand and Premi. From Prady and Lorraine. Delivery for Granny from Pat and Navi. From Avisha and Kivesh. From Akshi and Obi. From Prishi and Paru. From Tisian and Kumiran. From Kiran and Ishi. Delivery for Granny from Tia and Pavani. Deliveries from Diskia. Deliveries from Tekulot. The most incredible experience was happening right at my gate. That's how much people loved her. To all the people that I've mentioned, I saw the smile that you put on her face. I saw the joyful reaction that you've given to her when she received whatever little or whatever large that you had to send to her. I thank you for the love and care that you've given to her. And if I missed out your name, please forgive me. There were millions of parcels that came through that gate, condolences, well wishes. This made a tremendous difference to Granny. Thank you for your love and affection. This is how a community is built. And to all the people that I've mentioned, now that Granny is no more, don't stop the deliveries. Keep the deliveries coming. In saying that, all of you were merely reciprocating the love that she once gave you. I am sure that you personally would have received a delivery from Granny and from Pushpops herself. Pushpops would have walked into your home. She would have started cooking a meal. She would have started to fix something or somewhat that was wrong in your home. She would start to add color and value to everybody's home that she walked into. Glenn was so well connected because she gave herself unconditionally to her relationships. She valued her relationships. More than gold or any other material gain, she invested herself. Her morals and her integrity into those relationships, I have seen the very return that she has yielded for all her investment. She was personally invested in all her relationships. Hospitality, Gigi excelled in this field. Never have I seen anybody more hospitable than Granny. Even on the phone, she would give you an invite. Come over, come and have a meal. In a condition of despair, she would invite everybody to come over. From her days of courting Prabhashini, I have been hosted and spoiled rotten by Ma Pushpa. She deposited into many homes and relationships much love, light and laughter. Coming back to connecting the dots, all you had to do was mention the name of a person and where they lived and their location. And Truth Bob, she would literally give you their genealogy and trace you back to your origin in India. And all of this is done on the fingertips of her hands in a matter of minutes. Granny had both friends in high places and on the ground. You name them, she knew them, and all of them she treated equally with the same amount of respect. I had the privilege of meeting her friends, her family. Her friends quickly became my friends. Pushpops loved her family dearly. She spoke highly of her family and she fiercely protected them. She was a marriage counselor of note. Gran showcased the most amazing qualities as a mother and a wife. She humbly submitted wholeheartedly to Abba. She went through life as a wife with the most valuable experience. This knowledge was imparted to all her children firstly. She made sure that her house was in order first, and then she went on to help others in the community. She had a gift of reaching out to newly married couples. She started off with making brides look beautiful on their wedding day. But I believe that that was just a springboard to get them to really trust her so that she could impart positively into their lives. She could help them respond positively to their spouses. And in doing so, she built their homes and their families. Gigi unselfishly imparted her cooking skills and recipes to brand new brides. She also walked into spaces and she fixed relationships that needed fixing. And she was bold enough to do so because she knew that that would carry you through life. In my home, I was never wrong. Prabhashini always had to fix her side, and this was what made our relationship so special. Pushpa single-handedly was the largest adoption agency I ever knew. She adopted everybody. I'm certain that many of you have been a victim of her adoption agency also. You were adopted by her. She was a remarkable human being who had the biggest heart for people. She was the wisest welfare steward. Her finances were impeccable. The books were balanced properly, perfectly. She even helped me out when days were dark and friends were few. She gave whatever she had to whoever that needed it. Sometimes it's got into trouble with Appa for giving away the stuff that was still in use or for giving away too much of stuff. When Gran was able, almost every December she would give me a call and say, please pick me up from Chelsea Prep. This is where she would collect several welfare hampers, not for herself, but to give it to those who were in need during Christmas time. She gladly distributed it to the needy. Given the circumstances, she was not well. She had to deal with the illnesses and mobility, yet she had time to make the needy her priority. Indeed, a remarkable human being. Ma Pushpa was Hindu and I am Christian. Never did she once impose her convictions onto me. Neither I or her. We had coexisted for many years under the same roof. She prayed in her room and I prayed in my room. We shared a beautiful spiritual relationship. I respected her devotion to God and she respected mine. She gladly gave her offerings to the church. I gladly gave my offerings to the temple. And hear me today, despite our differences in belief, the goal was common. For to love God is to love people. The goal was to ask, what is the plan and purpose of God in my life today? How can I use what I have to enhance humanity? How do I translate my compassion into reality and deliver that compassion to all those who need it? This is how she lived. Granny was a compassionate human being. She cared deeply about people, a true angel of God. I have to pause here and have some water. Sorry, they told me 5 minutes, but I could never do this in 5 minutes. Coming up to Prabhashini, my wife, I salute you, Bash, for all the honor that you have given to our dear mom. We have taken a joyous decision to take care of Mama. And we did it with much love. We did it with much love, joy, commitment, and dedication. I've seen you step up into this supernatural mode. I've seen you switch roles from daughter to supermom, from receiving to giving back. You've done an excellent job in providing graciously for Mama. Mom was your priority. Mom was your entire world. There's going to be a conspicuously massive void in our home. The entire landscape as we altered forever. Your entire schedule was decided on Mom's whereabouts first. Mom had the most scrumptious home-cooked meals. Mom loved your cooked meals. Of course, you have acquired all your culinary skills from the maestro herself. So you knew what she liked and how to go about preparing all that she liked. When she was not able to feed herself, you fed her. When she was not able to clothe herself, you clothed her. When she was not able to make herself look pretty, you made her look beautiful. You did that for her. You have given her so much dignity when she needed it the most. She and I would sit at the table. I would feed her. Bashi would feed her. Brayton and Tara would feed her. Her appetite dwindled at the end. We had to become creative in our approach to feeding her and distract her with aeroplane noises and train noises just to get her to open up her mouth and take some food. But boss, you provided the best VIP protection services from viruses and hurt while she was in your custody. Mom was given the best home care possible. To this end, I must sincerely thank Peely and Bushle, our helpers, Sam, Joyce and Brenda for their unconditional care, love and support for Granny. We could not have done this without you all. Granny was given the best medical attention, I have no doubt. I have witnessed all your love for Mom Prabhashini right until the point of her taking her last breath. If I ever had the opportunity to turn back the clock in time, I will not change a single thing. I'll push the repeat button and do it all over again. But know today, boss, that it is not all lost. Today is where you start a new chapter. Today is where a new chapter begins. Mom has given you many mantles together with the rest of the girls. Navi, Mags, Lorraine. Mom has given you mantles. It's time that you take on the mantles that Pushpa has given you. Carry on the Pushpa legacy that you must carry into this new dispensation. Take her morals and her values and engrave them on your heart. Know today that the honor that was poured into Mom's life will bring many blessings in your lifetime. Brayton, you've served Granny well. You have not wavered in your service to Granny. You took her regularly for a blood test, a senior meeting. You waited patiently for her at a doctor's visits, at a social event. You protected her from endangering herself. The seed that you have sown will reap your harvest of blessing, my son. Tyra, you have wholeheartedly stole the heart of your granny. She's constantly looked for you and asked for you. You and I shared your private jokes and your secret code language. I remember how patient and protective you were with Granny. She loved doing her crossword puzzles with you, and also sharing the parson's nose and your molar bones at the dinner table. She loved listening to you sing whilst playing your instruments. You too have served Granny well. The seeds of your grace that you have sown will also reap your harvest of blessings, my daughter, to the rest of the family. You all have served Granny well. Honor will be bestowed upon you. Honor will be bestowed upon you to the immediate family. In closing, I'd just like to quote scripture from the Bible that sums up Granny's life. Oh, a wife of noble character, who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings in good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. She considers a field and buys it. Out of the earnings she plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her task. She sees that her trading is profitable and that her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand she holds the staff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings, buys the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children will rise in the morning and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but Granny, you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, but beauty is fleeting. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her work bring praise to the city gate. So rest well, Pushpa. Good night from all of us. You will go down as the greatest of all time. Thank you.
Thank you for that heart, younger Glinton. For those of you who have just come into the hall, I ask you to please turn your cell phones on silent. If anyone has, actually someone has lost a diamond earring, if you noticed it, please come and see me. I now call upon Auntie Sham, a dear daughter to Ma, to give her tribute.
Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Namaste, and Om Sai Ram to all family and friends. Today I stand before you with a heart that is deeply broken, filled with sorrow and emptiness that words can hardly describe. We are here to say goodbye to someone who was not only special but irreplaceable. A woman whose love shaped our lives in ways we will forever carry within us. Auntie Pushpa, whom I fondly called Granny, was far more than a grandmother to me and my family. She was a mother, a best friend, and my confidant. Her love for us was unconditionally given freely, without expectation, and with a depth that words can never fully express. She was our guiding light through both good times and challenging moments. Granny was kind-hearted, yet outspoken in a way that we all understood and accepted. She spoke from a place of love. She corrected us when we were wrong and praised us when we needed encouragement, always treating us as her own. Granny and I shared an incredibly close bond. She was my go-to person whenever I needed advice, whether it was about prayers or preparations for any function. Nothing was ever too much for her, from cleaning vegetables, which she loved doing, to cooking with care and devotion. She graced every function in her beautiful attire, always admired by everyone who saw her. When my first grandchild was born, Granny was there every single day, making sure that we were coping and that there was always food on the table. She bathed and massaged Vidhan daily, showering him with love. We were truly blessed to have her in our lives. She became extremely close to Vidhan and was present to celebrate in all his milestones. We are deeply grateful, Granny, for the love and support you gave Avisha and all of us at this time. You would have been so proud of Vidhan and Kyav when they rendered bhajans last night for you. You always call them your Patu Raja and Kane Raja. When Granny turned 80, Stembila, our younger daughter, and myself accompanied her on a trip to India. We shared so much laughter and created so many beautiful memories that we will cherish forever. Her unselfishness was remarkable. Friends who met her were deeply touched by her love and compassion. We spent our first Navaratri celebrations in India together at the Mumbai Radio Club, an experience that was truly special to us. Whenever I traveled overseas, she took care of Tembile, and Tembile is eternally grateful to Granny for the love and care that she gave her. Granny, you are an inspiration to all of us. I am grateful to God for uniting us and blessing me with the honor of being your elder daughter. I will miss your visits, your late night phone calls, your advice, the many times you came to see me, and if I wasn't at home, cooked my food and quietly left. The countless days and evenings you spent with us, and our long chats during car rides. There is so much we will miss, but above all, Granny, we will miss your love, your laughter, and your unwavering support. Each of us carries a kaleidoscope of memories and moments that define who you were and that we will hold close to our hearts forever. We love you, Granny, and we will treasure these beautiful memories always. Prayers and fond memories are what we must hold onto as we honor our dearly departed. May the love of family and friends bring comfort during this difficult time. It is our prayer that Namah Shivaya grants the family strength and fortitude, and that her soul attains eternal peace. Go well, Granny, and continue to be our guiding light. I love you.
I'd like to call on Sivapriya and team to continue further.
Thank you.
செல்வனை நினைத்தார் அம்மா நாளை மலர்கள் அவளிடமீது மலர்வதை கண்டா நாமம் அம்மா ஒளி மங்கள பொன்னம் ஒளி மங்கள பொன்னம் பெயர்புடனே அவன் மாதவனியே வாழும் அம்மா செந்தூரை வாழும் செல்வனை நினைத்தார் நீரோட நீனையும் சேரும் அம்மா வள்ளி தேவையானையுடனே அவனை கண்டார் பாராட இன்பம் சேரும் அம்மா கொண்டாட உள்ளவை அழகாய் கும்பிகை நன்மை தோணம் அம்மா மையம் கொண்டாட உமையர் நல்லருள் புரிந்தார் தேனை உலகள் வேண்டும் அம்மா மையம் கொண்டாட உமையர் Auntie. என்னம்மா என் அழகே அம்மா என் அழகே அம்மா என் அழகே அம்மா
Grandchildren are the living echoes of a grandparent's love, small hearts that carry her warmth, wisdom, and laughter in the future. Greetings, family, friends, and loved ones. My name is Tara J. Paidu, Loganayagi Moonsamy's second and youngest granddaughter. I have the honor and privilege to stand here before you today and give my tribute to my one-of-a-kind gem of a grandma. There's so much to say and so many beautiful memories to talk about. So I have decided to rather read out a letter I wrote to Gran. Dear Gran, Pushpa, Pushpops, Miss Lucky Legs. I can't believe it's already 4 days now that you left us. How are you, Gran? All I can think about is, are you warm with your shawls and fuzzy socks? Did you eat and have your morning tea with your sourdough bread? Did you draw your eyebrows correctly? I have so many questions, Pushpops. I will trust that you are well and safe. I wanted you to know that I have kept the Wordsworth cross puzzles safe, and I will continue to do them in your memory. And Gran, I promise I didn't cheat that one time we did it together. It's just I forgot to give you your glasses that one time. Hence I found the words for you. What are you up to now, Pushpops? Just the other day, the grandkids were chatting to you and laughing with you about all our memories. Remember how you taught us your version of I Spy? You'd say, "Come, come, what letter do you come by?" And we would have to respond with, "The letter I come by is," and you'd say, "A letter." Your classics were SS, striped shirt, and LL for long legs. Gran, do you remember just the other day I came to see you in hospital? Unfortunately, you weren't so well. But you immediately responded to me with a smile and a woof 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 as our inside joke. I remember the other day when I got the chance to feed you, Gran, as Dad said we would do choo-choo trains and airplanes, but that day you were ready to eat your food. And I playfully pulled the spoon back each time until you didn't want no more nonsense and said at the top of your lungs, "Bashi, come see what she's doing to me." And to my luck, Mom was already upstairs and I avoided further trouble. Gran, there's still so much I need to say. But I just want to tell you this. I love you so much. I miss you even now, even more now, when I walk past your empty room and it still smells of you. Thank you, Pushpops, for everything. Truly, thank you. I'm going to miss you more than life, but I promise to live out everything you taught me. I promise to keep your legacy alive and tell mine and Ray's kids about their beautiful, gorgeous great-grandma. Ray and I are forever grateful, Gran, so I want you to be at peace. I want you to be happy and to tell Arthur to make you a cup of tea when you see each other. Be happy and healthy, Gran. And take care. All of my love, Tyra. I'd also like to read some other tributes from our family. Today we remember and honor our beloved Auntie Pushpa, a woman who truly held our family together. She was the last remaining member of our parents' generation, a living link to where we came from and to the people who raised us. Auntie Pushpa was my father's eldest brother's wife. But to us, she was so much more than that. She was a mother not only to her 4 children, but to every one of us. When we lost our parents, she gently stepped into that space with love and care. She made sure we were never alone and never forgotten. She had this beautiful way of looking after everyone. At least once a month, she would call each person in the family. Those calls meant everything. She would ask about our health, check in on how we were doing, and really just listen. She celebrated our successes with genuine joy and shared our worries with heartfelt concern. And she always offered prayers, blessings, and words of encouragement, a love that only a mother can give. Through those simple but meaningful calls, she stayed close to all of us. She watched over us, she guided us, and kept our family connected. Her compassion had no limits, and her heart was always open. Auntie Pushpa was truly a legend in our family. She gave so much of herself without ever expecting anything in return. She will be deeply missed by everyone who knew her, but her love, her prayers, and the strong family bond she nurtured will live on in all of us. We will carry her with us always. May her soul rest in peace. From Velosh, Jodhi, Kasturi, Selena, and our children, Gabby, Joshua, Andrea, Kiasha, Sivanya, Kavershan, Durisha, and Bashan. I met Pushpa 20 years ago here in Amshlanga, and we clicked so many accounts, and we became firm friends and enjoyed an exciting educational and bonding relationship. She was jolly, a lifeblood in the group, a jester of note, and even better storyteller. She refreshed my mind on the days of yesterday, years and lots of going down memory lane on our difficult lives. She kept the house and she was supplementing the income at home and in a strict and loving manner in which we groomed our children. We served our family and community and kept our culture alive. Some heartrending stories came through, but through it all, Pushpa emerged with glitz and glamour and a genuine spirit of camaraderie. Still willing to serve, never giving up on anything. As I look back, I see silk. Her saris were silk, her culinary skills were silk, her baking of yesterday and many years, and all her goodies were silk. Her style of entertaining when we were out of town was silk, lined with a golden border. She was my mentor, teacher. I'm humbled and thankful to God for walking with her on this journey. I appreciate soul. God will grant her moksha in the quickest time ever, from Auntie Janaki Pillai. I would like to sing a song as tribute to my Holy Spirit, fall, I pray. Holy Spirit, have your way. Let your glory fall down. Let your glory fall down. Fall, I pray. Holy Spirit, fall, I pray. Holy Spirit, have your way. Let your glory fall down. Let your glory fall down. May I never lose the wonder of your presence. May I always stand in awe of who you are. Oh, the beauty and the gift of your friendship is unlike anything I've ever known. May I never lose the wonder of your presence. May I always stand in awe of who you are. Oh, the beauty and the gift of your friendship is unlike. Fall, I pray. Holy Spirit, fall, I pray. Holy Spirit, have your way. Let your glory fall down. Let your glory fall down. Fall, I pray. Holy Spirit, fall, I pray. Oh, fall, I pray. Let your glory fall. Let it fall. Fall, I pray. Holy Spirit, fall, I pray. Holy Spirit, have your way. Let your glory fall down. Fall down. I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Lisan Naidu.
Vanakkam, good day everyone. My name is Lisan Naidu, the eldest son of Naveen Bhatt and the fourth eldest grandson of our beloved Granny. We're gathered here today to honor and remember our Granny, a woman of grace, faith, and unconditional love. She took great pride in always dressing up for prayers, weddings, and every special occasion, always carrying herself with dignity and self-respect. Her appearance reflected the pride she had in herself, her family, and her traditions. Gran was deeply religious and spiritual, we all know that, especially in the way she guided and participated in our prayers. Through her devotion, she taught us the importance of faith, discipline, and gratitude. Her prayers were not just rituals, but expressions of love and protection for our families. The projections, she was quite a poser as well. She took great joy in spoiling her grandchildren as well, making sure each one of us feel deeply loved and special in our own way. As my mom and my uncle, as I said before, and cousins, she loved playing jokes on everyone and teasing and making jokes at everyone, filling their lives with laughter. No matter the situation, she always knew how to bring a smile to our faces. Some of them are my most cherished memories of staying with Brian and Papa, the Bank House, when Mom and Dad traveled to London and Paris. That home was always filled with warmth, comfort, and a sense of belonging. The house. Specific memory I have of our grand in the house is when Rachel, Camila, and I would play with a wooden turkey. For those of you that don't know, the head and had different tail feathers. And each of the tail feathers had knives in them. So we would take them out and play with them. So Tata would get upset, like, hey, Pushpa, look what the children are doing, man. Then Granny would say, no, they can fan. No, they have knives, so I can't do that. Then we slowly behave ourselves. Later on, when we auditioned, she would make me my special order. 2 noodles and a cup of soup. Simple meals that mean so much more because they're made with love. Later on, whenever I used to visit Gran at home, she always used to ask me, what potikaji? That's my favorite dish that she makes so perfectly. That simple question showed her thoughtfulness and how deeply she cared for each of us as well. Gran taught us that love lives in small, everyday moments, in shared meals, gentle jokes, fearful prayers. Though we miss her deeply and we are forever grateful for the life she lived and the love she gave us so freely. A legacy of kindness, faith, and laughter will continue to live on in our family and always in our hearts. I love you, Gran. We pray that your soul rest in peace. I want you to see my brother Korea to speak as well.
Good afternoon to everyone gathered here today. For those to whom I'm not acquainted with, my name is Kumirian. I'm the son of Nabi, who gave the tribute earlier, brother to Disen here as well, and one of Pushpa's grandchildren. We are here to honor and remember my grandmother, Pushpa, whom I lovingly called Granny. Granny was more than just a member of our community. She was a pillar of the community. She was known by many, loved by many, and she made a lasting impact on countless lives. Her life was guided by a simple but powerful principle: to love your neighbor, to care for others, to always show up when someone needed help. Granny grew up in a time when community meant everything, when people looked out for one another, when doors were open, and when helping someone was not a question, but a responsibility. That spirit lived on in her every day. She went out of her way to support others, whether through guidance, kindness, or simply being present. Her knowledge, her wisdom, and her willingness to help shaped many important moments in many people's lives. As time has gone on, the idea of community can sometimes feel like it's fading. Life has become faster, more individual, and more disconnected. But Granny was a living reminder. She embodied the values that hold people together, not through words, but through action. On a personal level, Granny was a huge part of my life, and the love she gave helped shape me into the man I am today. A part of who I am will always be because of her. One of my closest memories of Granny is from after my grandfather, Tata, passed away. During that time, I'd actually sleep in her bed for months just to keep her company, so she wouldn't feel alone. Looking back now, in those quiet moments, it wasn't about words or advice. It was simply about being there for one another. That was who Granny was. As we say goodbye to Granny today, I hope we don't only remember her for who she was, but also for what she stood for. I know many will be wondering what they can do to help our family in this time, and a lot of will also be wondering what is the best way we can honor Granny's legacy. I'd like to implore everyone to live like Granny, by caring for others, helping where we can, and rebuilding the sense of community that meant so much to her. If we could do that, then Granny's legacy will continue to live on, not just in our memories, but in the way we treat one another every day. Thank you. I would like to also pass on to the next speaker, Sham.
Welcome to all. For those of you that don't know me, I am Michelle, daughter of Peggy and Lorraine, and the third grandchild to Ma. Finding the words for this tribute has been one of the hardest moments of my life, because I truly believed I had a little more time with my gran. Ma was the heart and soul of our family. To me, she was not only a grandmother, but a teacher, a storyteller, my guiding light, and a constant source of love and strength. Growing up under her care was a gift I will cherish forever. I often find myself walking down memory lane, reliving the joyful moments I shared with my gran. She was the heart of my childhood days. From birthdays to sleepovers to the Verulam market, sliding down the bank on cardboard boxes straight into Tata's plants, to jumping over the neighbors' walls, playing hide and seek, she watched over us with love and laughter. I recall when my gran would sometimes accompany me on long trips when I used to work in the PR industry because she didn't want me to drive alone. She would call upon me and ask, "Babes, you busy?" I would actually want to drop everything and take her to sort out her last minute errands. When my brother Oben and I stayed over in Merebank, we would wake up to the comforting smell of freshly cooked jungle oats or mealie meal porridge, a simple yet powerful reminder of her care and warmth. And I'm always reminded about this story that when my brother and I used to stay over with my grandparents, and one of the days we had a visitor, and it's my GP's late dad that came to visit us. And my brother and I were busy polishing the mbuya coffee table and the chairs. And he sat down, he's busy talking to us and making fun and jokes. And he just teased us and said that, "Hey, you guys missed a spot there." And me and my big mouth said that, "Come here, I'll polish your head for you," because he was bald. So I'm always reminded about that story. One of many items she couldn't give up or minds on was her butter. Our days were filled with music, laughter, and dancing in the lounge with Granny, always nearby, smiling and guiding and making sure we were happy. Those memories wrapped in her presence will forever live in my heart. Ma was the best teacher in the truest sense. She instilled in me the traditional Tamil prayers, patiently guiding me through each one with such care and devotion. Learning from her was like learning from a guru. Her wisdom, knowledge, and reverence left an imprint on my heart that will stay with me forever. Her gift for bringing people together was remarkable, most famously through her delicious cooking. She believed deeply in love, family, and meaningful conversations, and she took great pride in seeing relationships flourish. Her joy came from unity, and her heart was happiest when a family was together. Her meals were more than just food. They were memories, comfort, and tradition served on a plate. Her kitchen was a place of warmth, laughter, and stored her cell phone. Always checking in, always being checked on. It felt like a full-time call center. A true reflection of how deeply she was loved by so many. Ma was truly a lady of many talents, a real jack of all trades. From bridal hair to making garlands to dressing and guiding brides with confidence and grace, she played a role in some of life's most special moments. She was also a fashionista in her own right, always well presented, stylish and elegant with an eye for detail that never faded. In true granny fashion, she never missed an opportunity to play matchmaker. Every encounter with a single lady or gentleman ended with her saying she would check for a partner. Despite all the health challenges Ma faced, she stood strong and powerful, and I admire her strength and courage, which live on in me. What made Ma even more special was her sharp wit and zest for life. She was quick with words, full of humor, and had an incredible memory for lifelong stories. Sitting with her meant listening to history come alive, stories filled with lessons, laughter, and wisdom passed down through generations. Ma had no filter, and that was part of her charm. She would say the most unexpected and hilarious things, leaving us laughing until our stomachs hurt. Ma shared an incredible bond with my late Tata, built on love, respect, and joy. Together, they were a true partnership, and I looked up to them for the values they instilled in me. Respect for others, gratitude for life, and the importance of family. Their home was always filled with warmth and laughter and happiness. They lived life fully, traveling the world together and experiencing countless places, more than many of us could ever count on our fingers. Through their love for each other and for life, they showed me what it means to live with purpose and joy. Her legacy lives on in the values she instilled in me. Love deeply, stay connected, and always take pride in who you are. Through her children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, her spirit continues to guide us. Ma, no words could ever fully express my gratitude for all that you have done for me. I am deeply thankful for the countless memories and the incredible moments we shared. Every moment spent with you was truly a blessing. The love you gave so freely, the lessons you taught so effortlessly, and the memories you created will remain with me forever. Ma, your love was never loud, yet it left a lasting mark. Your lessons shaped who I am, and your laughter, wisdom, and care continue to guide me each day. Though you are no longer with us, your presence lives on in the stories we share, the traditions we uphold, and the love that holds our family together. There is so much I wish I could say, but I will carry it in my daily prayers and in the quiet conversations I have with you, with your spirit. I love you dearly, and that love will keep growing even though you are not around. On behalf of my parents, Oben, Akshay, Bhavani, Tia, and Kiran, we thank our beloved mother and granny for a lifetime of unconditional love and devotion. She gave of herself endlessly, always placing the needs of her children and grandchildren before her own. Her strength carried us through difficult times. The values she instilled in us will continue to live on through generations. We are eternally grateful for everything she was and everything she gave. Rest peacefully, Ma. You will always live in our hearts and shine through each of us, now and forever. I will now share tributes received from loved ones across the world who were unable to attend. This message is from Ma's niece's daughter, Auntie Carmony from Australia. Although I called Pushpa Aya to me, she was an aunt who stepped naturally into a motherly role and a grandmother to my children. Most importantly, she played a vital role in my mother Sheila's life. They traveled overseas together, attended local functions side by side, and were often the mischievous heart of the party, creating laughter and joy wherever they went. Pushpa Aya remembered everything about my family. She never missed our birthdays or Christmas, and she would call whenever she heard news about Australia. During her many phone calls to me, we often reminisced about my mother. In doing so, brought my Amma back to my life. Pushpa Aya, my family and I hold you close to our hearts. You will be remembered just as I saw you on my last trip to South Africa, eating, talking, and laughing together. Pushpa Aya, may you rest in peace. Watch over your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. The next message is from Ma's nieces, Auntie Krishni and Pammy from Australia. We gather today in Sydney with heavy heart and constant presence in our lives. Auntie Pushpa showered us with her love through kindness, generosity, and patience. Not always in grand gestures. She showed it in her thoughtful calls, visits, delicious treats, and by always lending a hand, despite age or illness. Though we grieve her laughter, mischievous nature, and compassion will forever live in our hearts. R.I.P. Auntie Pushpa. I now call upon Pat Mama to do the vote of thanks.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Om Sai Ram. Gratitude. Gratitude is not an attitude. It is something that flows out of you when you are overwhelmed by the recognition of what you received. Good afternoon, friends and family. On behalf of the Moonsamy Governor family, we would like to place on record our sincere thanks and appreciation, firstly to all of you who are attending this afternoon, bearing in mind the festive season. The biggest and the foremost blessing or thanks or gratitude we would like to express to our Divine Mother and Lord Muruga for blessing us with a super mom. Further thanks go to Guru Thamu Vulaidu, the staff and doctors of the ICU and surgical units of the Mslango Hospital, Dr. Dina Govender, Dr. Sokan Naidu, Pindi and Bushla, our caregivers for the last 6 months, Bob and Paran Murli, Ricky, Sham, Alisha, Kivesh, Naidu, Pastor Glinton John, and the congregants of the Anglican Church, Mount Edgecombe, the UHS Monday group, together with the Somerset Park Seniors Group, which was Ma's go-to every Wednesday and Monday. the management of Framework Property Group Services, Johannesburg, members of the Melrose Sri Siva Subramania Temple in Johannesburg, service providers, Auntie Salvi's Catering, Amshlanga Hindu Society, Amshlanga Funeral Services, specifically Kumar, Purans, Sia, Clear State Hindu Crematorium. Our singers, Surapriya Padyachi, Giovanni Naidu, and a special welcome mentioned to Rushian. Rushian, for those of you who don't know, is part of our Monday group, but is based in Cape Town. But he came down today to say thank you to God. And as I said earlier on, all the family and friends and neighbors who assisted us with meals from local and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, it would not be befitting if and after we leave the Hindu Society to the crematorium, meals will be provided. So please stay and partake of the meals, because that is what Ma will want.
I'd like to hand over to Siva Prayer and team to continue further.
Shivaya,
சிவாய புனிதனே நம சிவாய ஓமிலும் எழுதி உள்ள ஒளியட விளங்குகின்ற வாமனே கருணை நல்கம் வள்ளலே நம சிவாய 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 தேசவண்ணம் அடிமையே கொள்ள வேண்டிய மணிய முத்தே தேவனே நம சிவாய 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 தேவனே நம சிவாய
शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम नमः 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 शिवाय शिवाय नमः नमः சடையோட இந்த வழிவாழ எங்கள் பெருமான சிவமே.
கண்ணில் சடையோட இந்த வழிவாழ எங்கள் பெருமான சிவமே.
இந்த சடையோடு வருவான் தேவி மைந்தயன் கௌரமயனே. இந்த
ஓடி வருவாய் என்னை தேடி மைந்தையனை ஓடுமயனே. பார்வதி ரங்கனா சதா சிவா மகாதேவா கௌரி ரங்கனா சதா சிவா கௌரி ரங்கனா சதா சிவா.
இல்லை நடராட தினக்கடியும் வாச தினதயானந்த
பிள்ளை மடையாய் திருப்படையூர் வாச தீனதயானந்த குருவே. நீலகண்டனா நவாபரணா நீலகிருஷ்ணா வருவே. நீலகண்டனா நவாபரணா நீலகிருஷ்ணா வருவே. பார்வதி ரமணா சதா சிவா கௌரி ரமணா சதா சிவா கௌரி ரமணா சதா சிவா. அன்னை தந்தை என்ற நன்றினை நினைந்து ஆதரியம் போதிமானே. அன்னை அம்மனான தன்னோ வடிவான ஆதிதரம் ஜோதி குருவே. அன்னை அம்மனான தன்னோ வடிவான ஆதிதரம் ஜோதி குருவே. பார்வதி ரமணா சதா சிவா மகாதேவா கௌரி ரமணா சதா சிவா கௌரி ரமணா சதா சிவா கௌரி ரமணா சதா சிவா. Yeah.
मायावतार श्री कन्ना
मायावतार श्री कन्ना गुरुवायूरप्पा शरणं दीनकारुण्य मायावतार श्री कन्ना
ತಿರುಪತಿ ಮಳೆ ಮೇಲೆಂಬವಳೆ ತೀರಾರದಿನೆಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲವಳೆ
ತಿರುಪತಿ ಮಳೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವವಳೆ ತೀರಾಡದಿನೆಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲವಳೆ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ ಗೋವಿಂದ ತಿರುಪತಿ ಮಲೆ ತಿರುಪತಿ ತೀರಾಡವಿನಯ
rise for the concluding prayer.
கற்றவர்களும் கனியை போற்றி அழுந்த மூலம் ஆனாய் போற்றி சிவமே சிவவரியோ போற்றி ஓம் ஸ்ரீ மகா ஆத்மா சாந்தி போற்றி போற்றி கோவிந்தா 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 கோவிந்தா.